Thank you so much, Mr. Ramit, and I'd like to extend a lot of gratitude to Mr. Rajat Datta for having me here. And this is a wonderful initiative that all of you, as a law firm, have started, where there are so many different like-minded peoples coming and talking about something which requires a lot of research, something which requires introspection. So thank you so much for having me here. So today the topic that I will be discussing about is basically algorithms, data, and trade secrets. And it's needless to say, when we talk of sustainability, when we talk of what works better over or of all the other forms of IP, when we are talking about data and algorithms, I would not take a second to say that, especially in the age of AI, um, data is something that's become the most vulnerable product, and it is something Richard just now talked about how on every platform we can recreate a data that is already existing or forge a data. And in fact, just now I came across this news snippet which said that in Switzerland, they have apparently launched an AI based LLM. That's something that the public can use and create. So it's like an open licensing AI based portal, which is open for people to be used for, to create things. I don't know if people at this point in time have that kind of understanding of what they are getting into when they are talking about data, and when they are talking about algorithms, and when they are talking about creating LLMs that can also enter into a self-engaging, self-learning and engaging mode. But yes, Switzerland says that it has launched this particular LLM model in respect of its patent and copyright laws in the present times, and also keeping in view the public policy consideration. But yes, it's for all of us to see how things are going to uncover in the coming times. But the fact remains that data is something which is the most transferable object in the present times. And if I may talk about digital objects, the very first digital object that comes to my mind is a data of any kind. It could be a raw or a processed data, and it easily, I mean, in a layman language, it's an audio or a visual or an image data. Then another digital object is an algorithm. And an algorithm is something which is more than a computer code, and it's actually an algorithm that helps in the processing of the data. So the instruction that any set of program must receive so that it can function properly, it is something that comes with an algorithm. But the base unit of an algorithm is a code, which is a computer code, which we also, in our layman language or in our simple language, we also know of as an object code or a source code. So I'm sure all of us here, we are well aware, the copyrights, with the trips only, copyrights provides for the protection of computer programs. And why does it say that computer programs are protectable under copyrights? Is because they consider computer programs or the codes as a language. So these are the codes that are used for writing maybe a software program, or the way in which the algorithms are to be executed further. um, Now, computer programs are a copyright subject matter, and then, like I mentioned, that softwares, which are nothing but a combination of several such computer programs brought together, they actually become a subject matter of patents. But as we know, in India, India does follow a little rigid patent registration system, and we need to prove novelty and inventive step and industrial application. And it is this inventive step, the proof regarding the inventive step, that becomes most difficult, especially when we are talking about, let's say, any phone that's come up with a new software, and it claims that it's a better software than a previous version of the phone. And that's where a company doesn't really get the opportunity of getting or claiming a patent over every different kind of the software, or an updated version of the software that they are coming up with. Of course, the base language is something that they might get a copyright on, but copyright is also equally very challenging and very complicated, especially when it comes to the protection of computer programs. Needless to say, there has been several landmark cases, especially the Whelan Associates case. And there's this AFC test that the courts have laid down for computer programs to be considered as a copyrightable subject matter. And of course, they will become copyrightable when they can prove to be not only original, but also when several different similar computer codes are compared, even if the outcome is different, but the input code is similar, they will still not be given a copyright. So therefore, where do we go for protection? Because computer program is a language based code, that is going to be created before a software is to be being made. Then the software is the final, you can say, the output of the computer programs, or the all the computer programs brought together. But in between, we have something called algorithms, and the way in which the software is going to be executed, or lead to us to different functions, that's something which the algorithm is going to decide. Now, there's a continuous debate between which should be a better form of IP for protecting algorithms. And without doubt, the trade secrets actually come out as the most relevant and the most viable form of protection. Also because trade secrets are based on the idea that if your information is commercially very valuable, if it's something that you need to keep from the general public, and if it's something that can be monetized at a later point in time, then obviously trade secret becomes a better form of IP. Trade secret, also under the TRIPS agreement, has actually been notified as an undisclosed information. Now, if you just pay attention to a company coming up with a software for a phone, and every 6 months or every 3 months there is an update. With this update, there is a different set of algorithm that that is created or made, so that that update is successful, and so that every time there is a max or a pro max feature which is introduced in the phone, your phone functions better, the interoperability becomes better. So it is with this objective that algorithms can actually get a protection, or algorithms should rather be protected under trade secrets. I'd also like to tell you, I was just doing a SWOT analysis of, the protection that can be given to, algorithms under patents and copyrights, etc. So copyrights, the originality is very fragile, especially with the, AI coming in and US giving decisions where, AI using a literary work create a repository,
Yeah.
and then, where therefore predictability is too rigid. Algorithms are something that are continuously getting updated, but at the same time they need to be secured, because with AI it's very easy for me to ask ChatGPT to write down a entire algorithm for me, for making a, let's say a generative AI based video game or something. For what I as a company am going to do, what is the result? So protect it with trade secrets. Now, another important aspect of trade secret is the first is that the registration, I mean, application doesn't mean registration. Secondly, during the time when the registration is going to be given, that's a considerably longer period of time. During that time, there's a possibility that any other competitor might just enter into the market and use that algorithm. And thirdly, of course, it's pretty easy to, reverse engineer it, and also patents are based on the disclosure, criteria, the best method disclosure, when we're talking about the application. But trade secrets, on the other hand, they look at contract terms, they look at non-confidential contract terms. So, one thing that I was just focusing on is that we still have the trade secrets bill in the pipeline, but it's yet to be passed. And at the same time, we have EU and we have other countries making a lot of development when it comes to data and AI. India is also going ahead with the data protection, laws. But what about when such data is created by a company? How do they protect it? So I think this is the best time, for all of us to actually focus on reforming, or putting the right clause in the trade secrets act, and get it on, the floor. Because till now we are just regulating our NDAs only by a contract term, and we also have competing clauses under the Competition Act, as well as under the contracts law. So therefore, we need a dedicated law for algorithms. We need companies, so that their rights can secure with secret protection. And of course, it's there are going to be specific contract terms with the employees, with the users. There's nothing open source, there's nothing that chat gpt can take. And we have the ongoing decision in ANI versus OpenAI, wherein the courts have said that any LLM program cannot just barge into someone else's domain or website and take up and pick up things whatever they like. So that's precisely something that should not be done, and that's where the EU opt-out clause also becomes very relevant. And that's where India also should have something like this in the digital protection act that we're talking about. So I think there are 3-4 laws that actually need a lot of amendment at the moment. The first, of course, is the copyright law. The second is the information technology law, because we are running way behind the world when we talk of information and technology and data and violation. And then the trade secret law, of course, that's something that needs to be passed. And then, of course, the data protection laws. I think following an EU model and giving that kind of prerogative to the companies, to ensure that they can opt out of any kind of violation that can be made, will further make their rights under the Trade Secret Act even more very very near to be realized, because otherwise it wouldn't have any meaning if under the data protection law we are just talking about the rights of the users and not of the companies being the data processors and the fiduciaries. Therefore, yes, these are some of the major changes that may be made. And of course, this would make algorithms or their protection or the protection of algorithms much more sustainable in the longer run, because yes, we will not allow any LLM model to copy the algorithm so easily, and a trade secret which is protected is going to get a longer duration of protection, as compared to a patent or a copyright. So yeah, so that's from my side, and thank you so much.